Every golfer thinks they know what powers the swing, the shoulders, the hips, the legs. But what if I told you everything you've been taught about the golf swing is wrong? Today's guest has proven it. He's coach legend and even influenced top instructors like Martin Chuck. He's been called the Bruce Lee of golf because of how he flips tradition upside down and redefines the game. And here's the kicker. You don't have to be a golfer to benefit from this conversation. The same principles Peter Croker teaches alignment, consistency, and inner power apply in business, in leadership, and in life. But if you are a golfer, today is your lucky day because what Peter's about to share could save your back at distance and completely transform the way you play golf. Listen to this.
Golf was a two-target game. Instead of pulling across your body, pushing's always in front of the body. When you use your hands effectively against your feet, the hands control the body. Your hands control your arm.
Sounds simple, right? But the way Peter breaks it down will make you rethink not just golf, but mastery itself. Stay tuned. Welcome to Mastery Podcast, where entrepreneurs and experts uncover the truth about health, wealth, and personal mastery. I'm Dr. Sas, and together we dive deep into strategies that elevate your business and well-being beyond mainstream advice. Get ready for powerful stories, expert insights, and transformational knowledge. Welcome to the Mastery Podcast, Peter. It's so great to speak with you today.
Well, Dr. Sass, it's a pleasure for me to be here. I feel honored to be interviewed by you.
I feel honored to have you on Mastery Podcast, and we talked, I believe, last week about a few things about golf.
Yes, yeah, that's my field.
Yeah.
I
How are you today?
fitting well, and I've got a big day. I've got a couple of groups coming in, so I'm very excited about helping them. I help from beginner golfers all the way through to tournament players, PGA Tour players. So I enjoy just sharing this knowledge and this information so people can improve their ability.
Yeah, nice. And you are joining us from a golf course, I see.
Yeah, I'm at Eagle Ridge on the Mornington Peninsula, just out of Melbourne, about an hour's drive from Melbourne City Centre.
Nice.
It's a beautiful golf course. I believe these golf courses on the Mornington Peninsula are probably the equal of any group of golf courses in the world. They're world class. They're easy to access, and they're always in good condition. So it's sometimes they're better. We're just moving into the spring now, so the good weather is for golfers right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit chilly. You share with me before we hop on land.
Yeah, well, you need a jumper or sweater, whatever we like to call it in America. But when you get on the golf course, it's the temperature is always just the right temperature.
But I'm joining you from the golf course too.
Yeah, I see that. Is that the real golf course or is that a virtual?
So virtual one. I cheated a little bit.
Yeah, well, this is the real deal here in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. So Peter, let's get started. I have to start here. You went from growing up on the sugarcane farm to competing on the PGA Tour. That's not exactly the straight path, right? For a golfer, for a pro golfer. And what was the moment you realized golf wasn't just a game for you, it was your destiny?
Well, when I was on a sugarcane farm, I didn't realize I'd be into golf, but because I grew up to the age of 8. But we moved from just south of Cairns, North Queensland, down to Melbourne. And my father took me out on the golf course, Sandringham Public Golf Course, which is now the home of the Australian PGA and the Australian Golf Union. And that golf course is over the road from Royal Melbourne, where we're going to have the Australian Open this year. And after I caddied for my dad, his uncle said, looks like your boy's interested in caddying. He might like to make some money caddying over at Royal Melbourne. So he took me across the road and I really fell in love with the game right from the beginning. It was a great venue. The caddy master was good. I enjoyed playing as much as more than I did caddying. And Royal Melbourne allowed the caddies to play after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So we'd caddy in the morning and play after that. So that's how I started golf. You never know where you're going to go, but I kept going forward. Golf kept getting in the road of my life in a good way.
Nice. That was a dream journey for a farm boy, right?
Yeah, I played tennis and cricket and those other sports, but when I went down to Brisbane, I worked alongside of a guy that played Davis Cup for Australia, but he kept beating me in the tennis. So I said, but he couldn't beat me in the golf, you see. So I said, I better stick to the golf.
Well, you sure it's the right sport, all right?
When you play, you just enjoy the game, but I didn't know what I was doing. You just continue. I think persistence is the most important quality for a golfer, whether you're an amateur golfer or you have designs on becoming a professional. You set your sights, but then you just go step by step, and that's the way I just keep going forward. Me.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Now, Peter, you've said something that really stuck with me. You said golf is more of a push than a pull. That flips what most people believe about the game, right? Can you break that down for us? What does that mean, and why is it so revolutionary?
Well, when we talk about pushing, we're talking about the hands. One hand pushing against the other. When they push together, you get structure, and when you push away, you got more a radius and more structure. But when you pull, things collapse. Well, what a good player feels when they really make a good golf swing and hit the ball with power, they feel the weight of the club pulls on their muscles. And of course, when you look at the golf swing, it looks like a pulling action and it looks like you're delaying the hit. What we were able to do was to look at the opposite. We said, okay, well, we want to see what happens when you try to push the club from the top of the backswing, even when you're going back. As you start to hinge, don't keep going and try to pull it down. We decided, okay, let's test out this idea of throwing the club head at the ball. And what we discovered was that when you looked at it on video, first of all, it looked like a really good golf swing with all the late hit positions, and you could feel the pull, but you could feel the power as well. And what we discovered was that if you threw it in the right direction, you pushed it at the ball, not at the ball's target. Golf was a two-target game, and when you trained your hands, educated your hands to throw the club head effectively, it not only got power, it got a lot more consistency, and on top of that, it was less stress on the joints.
Yeah.
Because instead of pulling across your body, the pushing's always in front of the body. So that was a breakthrough, big breakthrough.
Awesome. So if you went a little bit deeper into the mechanics of it, can you just touch on that a little bit for example, people who don't golf, how would I feel the difference between the push and the pull in my body?
Well, probably I'd have to stand up to show you. Would that be okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Well, I'll grab a club right here.
Okay.
And I like the history of the game too. This old club I have here is it's an original Gene Saracen sand iron. It's a copy, but see, in golf, it's the illusion that tricks people. It looks like they're going backwards and forwards, but really, what's happening? The hands and arms. This would be what we call pushing.
Mm-hmm.
If I move it this way, I'm pushing with the left, but the right hand's pulling. You get chicken wing. So when you push, when I push, it's always in front of my center. Now, when I do that, I got less strain on the joints because it's like an axe. I could come down very strong. The interesting thing, when I push with my hands, that's kind of a releasing action. if we look at it in golf, when I do it slow, it releases here. But when I throw fast, if someone was to slow motion this swing, what you will see is that the club will be like this. And on top of that, when I throw, the faster I throw, the faster the body turns, and there's no strain on the joints. It's minimum strain. You always got some strain, but you're not sliding. And so the pushing idea always keeps the hands in the center of your body. And the only way you turn is just by changing the wrist a little bit, turning the angle like this. It makes the body, when I do that and I push into the ground, it makes the hips turn. So when I do this, just the hand press just a little down on the side. Now all of a sudden the hip turn, the shoulder turns, and that turn of the body is what the good golfer has. They rotate, turn it like in a barrel. When I do that, the club, it naturally swings. I don't have to steer it. It almost swings me. We have a saying in golf, let the club head do the work. Let the club do the work. Well, when you educate your hands the way we teach, you definitely got the hands are controlling the club head. And then the club head helps everything get together.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for demonstrating that. That's yeah, and you didn't just come up with that, right? It's not a theory. You prove it with many players. You work with legends like Vijay Singh, Curtis Strange, Martin Chuck, and when they turn to you, um, Peter, what shifted in them?
Well, nothing. When you're working with somebody, and if you don't get a good result quickly, then they're not going to believe you.
Right.
That's. But so I remember working with Arnold Palmer in a senior event in Austin, Texas, and early in the week I asked him if he'd look at my system, and he said certainly. I said, but I don't want to interfere with your golf. So I watched him play the first round, and he didn't play well. And so he and his partner came up to me and said, look, we'll take that lesson. So straight away, he hit the ball 20 yards further off the tee. And it was amazing. His partner was just amazed, just that simple idea of throwing the club head at the ball. And Arnold said after the lesson, he said, Peter, that's my father told me that I had to hit the ball like that. He said, the rest, I'd gone away from that because of all the other ideas. He said, but that's so simple. And he introduced me to his teaching team at Orlando at his golf course. So it was a great journey. It was around that time we got the cover of Golf Digest and throughout America and around the world for this breakthrough.
Yeah, that's amazing. I saw a picture of you actually on the cover of Golf Digest.
Yes, yeah, I went after it. I said, look, this program deserves the cover of Golf Digest because it's a breakthrough in the way we teach golf and learn golf. And sure enough, with the results we were getting, a lot of golf pros came to our schools and went away and started teaching this push concept. And so Golf Digest was, I think today, that was back in 1995, quite a while ago, but up to then, the Golf Digest said they don't normally put a golf coach on the cover because there's normally a tournament professional. But I believe today that I'm the only Australian golf coach that's ever been on the cover of Golf Digest, but not because of me, but because of the system. The system we teach really works.
Yeah, definitely. That's revolutionary. It's something different, and like you said, it prevent players from getting all those injuries, right?
Yeah, it's less stress on the joints, especially the back and the shoulders. It's golfers have a tendency to, when they pull, they can pull the rotor cuff out of position. I remember Greg Norman doing that sometime. And so our program is very much less stress on the body.
Mhm. Yeah, and you also did some work with Martin Chuck. Can you share some story with
Yeah.
your work in Martin?
Well, Martin Chuck is a great golf coach. He's not only got good technique, but he's a great presenter, and he really cares for his students. And I believe he's number 6 or number 7 rated golf coach in America today. Well, when he started about 30 years ago, he came to one of my schools in Los Angeles area. He was over in Palm Springs, and he came over, and he used our idea. He went back to his club and he shot a 62, I think, a couple of days later.
Wow.
And that kind of convinced him that what we were teaching really works. And we've become very good friends over the years. And when I go to America, I go and spend some time with him in his venue in Phoenix. He's at the Raven Golf Club. But he's a great golf coach. I think he runs one of the most successful golf schools in America today.
Nice, nice. And your work with other golf coaches doesn't stop there, right? You're teaching a lot of you're training the trainer pretty much.
Well, that's my purpose. With this program, I decided that I'm going to travel the world and work with golf coaches that want to learn a system that is easy on the body, step by step. It's easy to teach. So we have from very beginner programs all the way advanced to take someone to the tour. So I'm very happy that as I go forward now, I've introduced this program to a lot of golf professionals around the world. But I'm now re-energizing, and I'm coming back to America. I'll be there in November beginning, and then I'll also be there again at the end of January at the PGA show. And at this time, I'm going to go to Phoenix, Arizona in May to deliver teacher school, coach the coach golf school.
Yeah, the elite coaches school with Martin Chuck, right? You mentioned that.
Yeah, we're planning that. At this stage, it's early days, and it's got a few steps to get it organized, but we have to get the word out. And I'm very hopeful that we'll have a lot of coaches looking to join us and learn this system.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. You share with me a book that is kind of like the Bible for all the golfer. It's like almost like ancient secret of the golfer. Can you share with us a story behind that? You actually met with the golfer who wrote that book.
I didn't know. I didn't meet with. He'd passed away. Homer Kelly wrote a book called The Golfing Machine.
Yeah.
Now he was working for Boeing. He was more into the engineering side of things, and he made it a lifetime work. It took him 27 years to release the book, so it was a lot of process. But I've made it my journey to kind of simplify that book. It's written in engineering kind of terms, so it's very difficult to follow the cross references. But I studied it. I got a master's level in it. It took me 11 years to get through that book. But every time you'd pick it up and you'd get a little bit, then you get frustrated and you throw it over in the corner. But I had some very good coaches. I went to Ben Doyle a few times, and I went to Tom Tomasello. He was my best coach. He really he taught me a lot about the golfing machine. And just before he passed away, he said that Homer, who died on stage delivering a seminar to PGA pros in Macon, Georgia. It was a bit of a horrific thing, but Tomasello was there with him. And Homer had asked Tom if they could just find a way to simply teach the golfing machine. And just before Tom passed away, I promised Tom that I would go out and look for a simple way to teach this, and that's what we discovered was Homer says, he says in the book, you must push a lagging club head through impact. Well, we expanded that and we say, you must push the club head with your hands, and in the process, the club head will lag. It will so you'll get the late hit. So
Yeah.
I believe that our system, the Croker Golf system, has got that simple way to teach Homer Kelly's work, based on alignments and based on the geometry and the physics. Not opinion doesn't. It's not to do with opinion. It's to do with the physics and the geometry. And basically, technically, our system is. I don't see it as being a problem. I think it is. I can't see anything that's incorrect so far. You always keep looking.
Yeah. And when we got talking about martial arts and the way you look at martial arts and how you adopted that part of the sport into golfing, and can you explain a little bit on that?
Yeah, I will. I have to get up again and do some demonstration.
Sure.
In my journey, my son was a karate state champion at the age of 11 and 12, and lost the final in the Australian Championships at the age of 12. But I also met a world champion in Taekwondo when I was in America. And he said, it's the hands. He said, the hands have to be really flexible, relaxed, but powerful. And so I'm going to show you a little trick in the golf swing. So if I just swing back and just let the arms swing like, so now when I get up here, now with my hands together, if I go slowly, nothing much, just my body just goes smooth. Watch what happens when I throw my hands at an imaginary ball. Watch what happens to the body. So if I do that, I'm not jumping. My body's not turning. I'm not trying to do it from here. My hands, the faster I use my hands, the faster my arms and my body respond. So that's the opposite of what's being taught in a lot of ways. A lot of people are trying to drive the legs, use the ground force. Well, when you use your hands effectively against your feet, basically the hands control the body, and it's a powerful way. And of course, the same in the martial arts. Your hands control your arm. When you're gonna do a punch, you just don't do that. What you do is it has a rotation. You see, and so all I know is you not only move your body, but your hands always want to stay in front of your body. So you get more power rather than across your body. So golf and martial arts are very similar in that way.
Yeah. So your hands kind of direct where your body and the club goes. Yeah.
Exactly. It's too simple. Good golf's easy.
Cool. That's amazing. I got a new name for you, Peter. You're like the Bruce Lee of golf. Because you mentioned that because nobody ever explained golf and martial arts and how it related to each other like that.
Well, I can tell you, it's crazy. A guy that I'm very friendly with wrote a book called The Laws of Accuracy. His name's Sasha Yuganovsky. But he learnt martial arts when he was going to university from one of Bruce Lee's senseis in Melbourne. I've forgotten the gentleman's name, but he came down from Hong Kong and he was teaching martial arts in Chinatown in Melbourne. And my friend went to him as a young university student. And it was amazing. Sasha, he said, I want to fight in the Australian Championships. And the sensei said, no, it takes 5 years. He said, no, I want to do it this year. So he worked really hard and he fought in the Australian Taekwondo Championships and he ran third. He got a black belt, like amazing. But he wrote a book called The Laws of Accuracy. He related it to golf, and we connected up. So it's been an amazing connection because with his training program, we can teach golfers to get really good uh, in a short space of time. And so the combination of our technique with the right way to train, anyone that does it will get better. Will get a good result.
Mm. Wow. Now that's deep. So true. It's really bigger than golf, right? It's your body, your mind, everything have to work in unison.
Yeah, no, it's good golf. You're not playing in your mind. You train yourself, but then you play out of your mind. You know, you put it on automatic.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
That's quite you've got to be out of your mind to play good golf.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm not a golfer. I play tennis.
Right. Well, all sports. The better you connect your mind to your heart
Yeah.
and to your golf club or your tennis racket, and enjoy the game. You know, it's all about enjoying the hit. We say one of our sayings is enjoy the hit.
Enjoy the hit.
The same in the martial arts. You know, enjoy the hit.
Yeah.
And tennis, hit the tennis ball. You enjoy
Yeah.
the hit.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, Peter, you said your dream is to have 10,000 coaches worldwide teaching your system, which is the Croker golf system, right? If we fast forward 10 years from now and you've done it, and yeah, I know you've seen it in your mind. What does
Yes.
the golf world look like then?
What will happen is more and more people will want to play golf because they see there's a pathway to get competent, get good results. They know it's not going to be stressful on their body. Like if you play football or soccer or you're, a lot of sports are stressful on the body, and you can't play them for very long. So, to me, golf's a game of a lifetime. So I would like to think that we see a big and ever expanding number of golfers, people learning golf, and I really want to see golf coaches being really respected as very valuable members of the community, being able to do good things for juniors, beginners, and golf. It's a very healthy game. You know, outside the golf course is it's a friendly place. Children won't, it's less stress, less chance of getting injured. Also, young people in connection with older people, they learn good manners. It's golf is a game that's it really is a great game for a lot of people to play. So to me, 10,000, I want probably more than 10,000, but 10,000 would make a pretty good dent in getting golfers into the game.
Yeah, so you're not just changing the swings, right? You're changing the whole culture of golf instructions.
Yeah, our program, when we say we're a system, it's not just mechanics. I was very fortunate to work with the gentleman that built a band called the Focus Band. And you put the band on and you can measure the brain waves. So to play, to do anything really well, you don't want to be in the conscious mind. You want to be in a more, you don't want the brain waves going fast. You want them very slow. So we need alpha or theta or delta level to get the maximum donation out.
Almost like meditative state.
Very much.
Yeah.
You know, the Western world is discovering that meditation's a good thing. You know, I've come through a lifetime where, meditation was something way out there, but now the world
Yes.
sees golf, meditation as a healthy thing and a very valuable thing to put into your life. So,
Yeah,
and
absolutely. I was gonna say something when you speak about meditation. Oh, the because you said you have to be out of your mind, right, to play a good game of golf, almost like in automatic. And I watched this movie called Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, that is that's out of your mind, I tell you.
Yeah, that's out of your mind. And he would go to his happy place, and whenever he went to his happy place, that is when he hit a good,
Sure.
a good, yeah, good swing. Yeah, yeah. But
It,
awesome.
the Happy Gilmore's movie, certainly a lot of people uh, can can relate to that idea,
Right.
because he displays all the emotions. He gets angry, and and of course you meet all the in the latest one. You see a lot of PGA tournament professionals are there. Jack Nicklaus and Scotty Scheffler. A
Mhm.
lot of the modern players. Uh, it's amazing. They all got roped into playing in the movie. I wonder if they charged any fee to go and play, or they just wanted to be in it.
I hope they got some compensation, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm sure, but
yeah.
it would be compensation enough to actually enjoy to see themselves enjoying the movie.
Yeah, right, right.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind going into a movie and play some tennis or even beginners golf.
that's right.
Yeah. Now, Peter, I want you to finish this sentence for me, because I felt like your Kroger golf system is revolutionary, and a lot of coaches and a lot of golf players can learn a great deal from you and your system. And most golf instruction fails because of what?
They're teaching the effect. See, basically, what good players tell you they feel. A feeling is the effect of a thought. The thought precedes the feeling. So a lot of people say it's very hard to teach you the feeling that I have. But when you use the hands as the source of motion and you realize it's a pushing action, not a pulling, very simple idea. When you push together and you can feel the force, you feel the connection. When you pull things apart. And when you pull things apart, you lose feeling. And many golfers lose the feeling of the club head. And every time they lose the feeling, it's because of some pulling in the swing. So the reason why traditional golf on the main is not working is they're teaching and focusing on the pulling that they feel they're on the feeling of the pull in the muscles. They're feeling the drive in the legs, but therefore they put their attention away from the source of motion to the golf club, the source of motion to the arms and to the body is all in the hands. If your hands work the wrong way, your arms work wrong. So when you put your attention on the body, you don't guarantee the hands are going to work right. When you learn what the hands do, you guarantee that the arms and the body will coordinate with the hands. And that's why traditional golf is when you have a lesson. The other reason is that the world of golf wants a quick fix.
Mhm.
And that's not to do with any way of instruction. Doesn't matter what you teach, it's a step by step. And if you're not prepared to take it step by step and learn from the shortest shot, build a compression from the shortest shot to the longest shot, then if you try to start with a longer shot, you'll always be doomed to fail to some degree. So,
Mhm.
and that's the hard thing when you got a student comes in and they've got a problem with their driver. They don't want to go back to their putter.
Yeah.
So you got to balance it. But I think the dilemma for a golf coach is that most people come when they've got a problem, and the problem they want a quick fix. And well, our program gives instant results, but the journey is that it's more about becoming better and better by step. And so I'd prefer to teach people to play the game for a lifetime, not for a minute.
Nice. Nice. Thank you. And exactly why the Croker golf system is changing the game of golf, right?
It is, and we continue, and I'm really excited about the future because I can see those 10,000 golf coaches plus. I don't think it'll take 10 years. It might be a little more than 10 months, but I don't think it will take 10 years to get the golf coaches to teach this system.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right on there. And where can they get that? Is it on your website?
Yeah, on my website. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the crokergolfsystem.com. And you can get, wow, Master Coaching Academy web platform, over 400 videos, expert coaching.
it's not over 400. I think it's 4,000. One program has maybe 400 videos.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so they can book a free 15-minute lesson with you.
Yeah.
Wow, what an incredible conversation with you, Peter. Thank you so much for being here. Is there anything else you want to share with our viewer and our listener?
No, I think you've hit quite a few points. I mean, it's a never-ending journey, so there'll always be something.
Yep.
The big thing is that it's a game for life, and you should, in the beginning, as a student, you should never stop wanting to learn. And that's one thing I'm still discovering small pieces that make big differences. Yeah, as a student, in the beginning, it's the big pieces that are important, but as you get more into it, it's the little pieces that will make you a much more consistent golfer.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Peter, for that gem. And what an amazing conversation again, from sugarcane fields to the PGA Tour, from caddying at Royal Melbourne to coaching the coaches who shape the future of golf. Peter has shown us that mastery is built, like he said, step by step, with patience, precision, and purpose. And here's the thing, you don't have to be a golfer to take something from this. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a health expert, or simply someone striving to get better at what you do, Peter's principle of alignment, consistency, and inner power apply to every area of life. This is Dr. Sa signing off. Keep mastering your business, your health, and your inner self, because how you lead your life is how you lead everything else. See you in the next episode. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Dr. Sass. It's been a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you.